Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Matt.
I'm Sam.
You can say it?
What? Put me on the spot.
Oh, God.
Okay, so we're watching from Yarnhub when F-16 Falcons ate hawks for breakfast.
Good job.
I did it. I had to prepare myself like in middle school, high school when you knew it was your turn to read the next paragraph.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
Alright, here we go.
It's the early morning of February the 28th, 1994, and 6 volunteer pilots are on a bombing mission in violation of a NATO no-fly zone. The leader of the flight is pilot Ranko Vukmirovic from the Bosnian Serb Air Force. He and his men are in Yastreb J-21 jets, which are no match for the NATO F-16s in speed, maneuverability, or weapons. The Yastreb pilots are trying to keep below radar height, but now, with the target getting close, they're forced to ascend to 2,000 meters to start the attack run on a weapons factory. In doing so, the aging Serbian jets light up the watching NATO radars.
Okay, so they were flying low to avoid the radar.
What's the movie?
The Top Gun?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's exactly what I thought of when they were doing this, and I was like, oh, that's the one they go and then like flip and shit.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
They go
50 miles away, 2 patrolling F-16s are informed of the J-21's presence.
Black Flight, you have 6 bogies. BRAA 320 for 52 at 7,000. Flanking. Copy that.
The F-16s bank towards the target. In an attempt to shorten the war, NATO has set up a no-fly zone, and the F-16s have been sent on a route to intercept. Vukmirovic gets a visual on his target and arms his bombs. The flight positions themselves in pairs, one after the other, when suddenly a transmission comes through the radio. A pit grows in Vukmirovic's stomach. He can clearly see the trails of the 2 American Air Force jets dead ahead of them.
Yo,
He takes
we're
a
in
deep
today.
breath. In previous missions, the American jets have only watched and warned the enemy, but not engaged. Vukmirovic knows if the F-16s had wanted to shoot him, they could have done so from miles away. But his eyes go wide as he sees the 2 F-16s approach at breakneck speed, and
Can they really shoot them from miles away?
How the hell would I know?
That seems crazy to me.
Why?
Air to air from a mile away?
I mean, look at snipers.
Yeah, I know, but still.
That's a guy with a gun. This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
a
yeah.
plane
They're
with
still not shooting. I don't
missiles
think
on
they're
it.
shooting miles away.
Maybe.
Okay, we gotta watch American Sniper.
Oh, what was the other one? With Wahlberg.
Marky
Shooter?
Mark? No, the other shooter.
Yeah.
It wasn't miles though, was it?
It was a long shot. Yeah, it was, just play the damn thing.
Right.
and roar through and past the Bosnian Serb flight.
I was just sending a message.
Jesus! Did you see those old Yugos?
Despite the show of force, the Serbian pilots are not distracted and keep their eyes on their objective. The Yastrebs are old tech and still use optical sights. And as the target drifts into the crosshairs, the aging planes release and drop their rudimentary but effective 550-pound bombs on target, striking them from different directions.
They dropped bombs. Understood. You're clear to engage. Weapons free. Roger, moving to engage. This is gonna be shooting fish in a barrel.
They dropped bombs, time to fuck them up.
Oh, God. There you go.
At the very rear of the formation, pilot Zlatan Sirnalic watches the last of the bombs strike. The 6 J-21s turn back towards their airbase, but their speed is no match for the F-16s, who sweep in behind them, lining up their sights
so
on the very rear of the formation. The pilot switches to air-to-air mode and selects an AIM-120 missile on his right display computer. On his head-up display, a box designates the target. The F-16 pilot gets a lock and presses the weapons release button.
Box 3.
The missile flies off from the wingtip. The AIM-120 AMRAAM radar-guided missile fires and locks onto the running J-21's radar signature, rapidly approaching its target. Cernalic is scanning the skies for the Americans when he sees an enormous flash.
Yeah, behind you.
He wonders if he's been hit, but then he sees the explosion on his wingman's left wing, immediately shredding half of it off. The 5 remaining J-21s
Did they just drop
and
bombs to
dive
become
for the
lighter?
ground.
First off, the fact that, like, that bomb is released and follows the radar of the plane.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Technology's awesome.
Yeah.
One of the F-16s gives chase,
What?
following
I'm
them
just
all
saying,
the
like,
way
that's
down
nuts.
into the valleys between the Bosnian hills. Each pair
You think the microwave's magic.
It is. You just use it for 30 seconds.
Whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
Just get the ice off stuff.
of J-21s goes its own way, leaving Cernalic completely on his own. He frantically looks over his shoulder as he flies through the terrain, catching the terrifying sight of an American fighter hot on his heels.
This is like Independence Day.
Fox 2.
The
The
alien
F-16
and the
fires an
Will
AIM-9
Smith.
Sidewinder heat-seeking missile. It locks on to Cernalich's hot engines and chases him down across the sky. Cernalic, flying low, skims over some electrical transmission wires.
Yeah, this guy's not bad.
The missile explodes near the wires and his tail, cutting part of his vertical stabilizer. But he's still flying. He reports the situation, but finds his radio completely dead. Alone and vulnerable, Cernalic looks over his shoulder, expecting a second impact at any moment. But instead, he sees the F-16 turning away.
Guess they're going to get the
Back
other
with
ones.
Mikhailowicz, he and his wingman push their
Oh, yes.
aircraft to their limits, racing through the valleys. But the F-16 relentlessly closes the distance.
That's crazy how fast they are.
Fox 3.
He releases another AMRAAM missile,
I could watch
which
these videos
rockets
all day.
towards his target.
I know you can.
Mikhailowicz is still looking across the sky to catch a glimpse of an enemy fighter when the missile flies in and disintegrates his wingman.
Jesus.
The Yastreb explodes into flame and scrap.
Jesus.
He breaks into evasive maneuvers once again as the F-16 fires another missile. It slams straight into his engines. The explosion shreds the fuselage and flames pour out of the holes. He wrestles the dying aircraft, pulling hard on the stick and willing it to ascend as it burns
you're
all
on
around
fire.
him.
They can't eject?
As flames engulf the cockpit, Mikhailowicz pulls the canopy emergency handle and
Okay, there you
ejects.
go.
The F-16 roars past as Mikhailowicz parachutes safely down. The F-16s continue towards the next pair of targets. They swap positions with the covering F-16 diving into action, armed with a fresh set of missiles. But their fuel is running low, and in a few minutes, they'll be forced to turn back.
Approaching bingo fuel. 2 bandits trying to escape. I may be able to get one shot. Roger that.
South of the F-16 pair, Vukmirovic and his wingman, Goran Zaric, have been forced to hear their friends taken down one by one in rapid succession. Any hope they have is crushed by the sight of an F-16 appearing over the hills behind them. The pair break formation as the American jet
That has to be so scary. Just be flying, like, where is he? Where is he? He's behind you. It's like, oh, fuck.
And the fact that they could just lock in.
Yeah, these guys have been, like,
thing.
no threat to the Americans at all.
No.
Phew. No
jet
thanks.
sweeps in. With just enough fuel left to make it back, the F-16 gets aloft.
Fox 2.
Vukmirovic sees the missile launch off the rail and turn toward him. He turns hard, trying to outmaneuver it. But it's no use. It rapidly approaches from his right and explodes just off his wing. He's stunned, but the fragmentation does no significant damage. He looks back, expecting more, but instead, the F-16 pulls off the chase, out of fuel. But NATO command has dispatched 2 more F-16s.
Oh, God.
Whoops.
Bogmirovich looks back up. The 2 J-21s scramble for speed, diving down as far as they dare into the valleys. They skim the treetops, racing between the hills, with the F-16s all the while shadowing them and keeping up. They look over their shoulders to see the F-16s closing the gap. There's nothing they can do to come out on top. In desperation, Bogmirovich tries a last-ditch idea. He turns straight towards a cliff at maximum speed, Zarich keeping close formation behind him. His heart races as the 2 jets head straight towards the Earth. The 2 pilots pull their controls as hard as they can. Zarich is crushed down by the G-forces as the ground rapidly approaches his windshield. Bogmirovich's jet clips the ground and bursts into flames. Zarich looks back.
What was the point of getting that close? Were they thinking the Americans couldn't follow them that closely?
I think it might have been if they did a missile that
Oh,
it would hit into the wall instead of them.
I guess.
There's no parachute.
Just keep messing with their radar.
The F-16s burst through the smoke, still in pursuit. He pulls back into a dive, rushing to use the terrain as cover. But they're far too close.
Box 2.
The missile closes a gap and explodes into Zarich's tail. His fighter bursts into flames, and he loses all control. He releases the canopy and ejects, but he's far too low. The parachute has no time to open, and he falls into the fireball of his own crashed jet.
That sucks. So there's only one survivor.
There's another bandit on the radar.
Well, no.
The F-16s leave
one
the
left.
scene and catch up
He
to
didn't
another
survive yet.
J-21 flying
No,
low
in the
over
parachute.
countryside.
Oh, right.
It's Cernalic, limping his damaged jet home to safety. He's keeping an eye on his gauges when an F-16 roars past. He's filled with dread and immediately pulls on the stick. His only plan is to gain enough altitude to eject before the American can finish him off.
Oh,
The
boy.
F-16 gets behind him, and he grabs the canopy
That's
emergency
a cool
handle.
maneuver.
But then, the F-16 pulls up alongside, matching his speed. He locks eyes with the enemy pilot. The American salutes him and flies away.
Oh, God.
Out of the 6 Yastreb pilots that volunteered for that dangerous mission, 3 never returned home. Cernalic would later say, "I don't have any bad feelings towards the American pilots."
Oni su imali svoj zadatak, mi smo imali svoj.
This event is usually referred to as the Banja Luka incident and represents the first NATO combat engagement in its history. Robert Wilbur Wright was credited with 3 victories, the highest score by a USAF pilot in a single mission since the Korean War, while pilot Stephen Yogi Allen was credited with 1 victory.
God help them if we use our F-117s.
Haha, niko nam nije rekao da je nevidljiv. Pogledaj ovaj film i vidi kako je oboren F-117.
That's awesome.
That whole, I'm gonna go up, pause, and go behind you was
Yeah.
cool.
Just outclassing those guys in every sense of the word.
I'm just trying to think, like, when I was watching this, I was thinking of, like, all the, not necessarily Mission Impossible, but movies that have the planes.
Yeah.
And there was scenarios where, like, once it was locked on the radar, the person that was the target sometimes would go up and go over them, or like they would hover under them or something to like kind of like, hey, hit yourself
I don't know.
type shit.
I've only seen one Mission Possible, really.
No, but I'm saying those types of movies. There's another movie
They do
that
a whole
has
lot
something
of
with
air
planes and
maneuvers and
stuff.
all that.
It's crazy.
I love this series. I gotta watch a lot more of these.
You're welcome. I
Hit that-
found it.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button. Thank you.
Bye.